In this video, we have another clip from our Facebook Live, and we're going to talk about writing question number 1. So here, to improve your score, we're going to talk about the article structure, so you know what to expect, the kind of topics it goes into, the timing, right? How to time yourself to read through it in a way that really helps you, how to take notes on the article you're going to read, and then you're going to have an example article to practice everything you learned with, and a really important time management tip, since everything is timed on the TOEFL, including reading an article for question number 1. So let's begin. Your article is going to appear on the screen something like this. You're going to have a 3-minute timer. You're going to have a title. You're going to have a 4-paragraph essay. So sometimes you have a really nice thing that the TOEFL does where they'll title each paragraph. So they'll kind of give you a 4-word title to the paragraph to summarize what it's mainly about. So I always want to remind you, in the material the TOEFL presents, it's actually not tricky. It's academic, but it's meant to be clear. So this reading isn't meant to confuse you. It isn't meant to trick you. It's just the presentation of an idea in 4 paragraphs. So it's going to talk about a theory, a concept, a mystery, something that you've likely never heard about. Sometimes you get something kind of simple, like today's is going to be comfortable, something we worked on before to kind of train us all, but it's going to be usually about, sea turtles in the ocean and, how they breed. It's going to be about certain patterns in glacial formation and new research as to whether this is helping or hurting us. Something happening in history that we don't really know in this culture, 2,000 years ago. Was it really a culture that was technologically advanced or not? So it's going to be something that's new. So that's why it's really important to know I'm going to learn something. It's very likely I've never heard about this before. So there's a pattern to this. The title you read carefully, and you recognize it's going to be new words, new vocabulary, but it's going to be explained. The first paragraph is important because it gives you the background. It kind of helps you understand, okay, I know you've never heard this before. So let me tell you a little bit about the background to this idea I'm going to teach you about, this theory that I'm going to present to you. And then there are 3 paragraphs that elaborate on this. So in 3 minutes, you want to make sure that you go through this and you read everything. So there are different strategies, but we feel the best one for you to succeed and improve is comprehension by reading everything. But you can't feel, well, how can I say this? Don't allow yourself to fall into the trap of, oh, that's confusing. That one sentence is confusing. Let me read it again, or let me study it carefully. That's what we do when we have time, but here we don't have time. We only have 3 minutes. So the best strategy is to go from beginning to end, where you're spending about 30 seconds to read the first paragraph and 50 seconds to read every other paragraph, because these body paragraphs are the most important part of your essay. That's the core of the argument and the idea that you really need to understand. So it's better to read it all with whatever current comprehension you have to get a higher score than to get stuck in the second paragraph or the third paragraph and not finish in these 3 minutes. Finish, 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 even if comprehension is unclear. Now, let's get our scratch paper ready. So in one sheet of paper, I want you to put 1 line down the middle and 3 lines across. The left side for R for reading, the right side L for lecture. And what you have here is a breakdown of how in each paragraph you're going to read everything, but you remember that the introductory paragraph, everything's important, but very often towards the end, where you see the green line, is where the author is making that important point. So we want to pay a little careful attention to that. And in the supporting paragraphs that are supporting the author's point, It's the beginning, the topic sentences that usually are important, telling you the key points, reasons, or ideas. So you see that the green lines represent what you want to pay a little bit of extra attention to, but you need to read everything, and what you want to make sure to take notes on, as well as maybe a couple of other things to help you understand. So, very easy, 4 boxes. So, 4 paragraphs, notes on each paragraph. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you our reading, apply the strategy you just learned, take the best notes you can. Don't start yet. I got to make sure this timer isn't in your way. 3 minutes. Begin reading and taking notes now. Did you finish this in 3 minutes, taking your notes on each paragraph with a sense of understanding, like, okay, I saw that the first paragraph made this point, this idea, and the remaining 3 paragraphs supported or expanded on it, right? Did you complete this in 3 minutes with notes on each paragraph? Here's the thing for the TOEFL. Try to pace yourself so you don't finish early and you don't finish late. We finish early when things are clear and comfortable for us and we tend to move faster. Take your time because it only helps you to be more effective in understanding and get a higher score. We tend not to finish on time when something's confusing or tricky. Remember, slowing down is ineffective strategy because this is a standardized timed test. So, a quick thing to help you is when you want to practice timing, It takes a little bit of work, but any newspaper article, magazine, those of you who've been with me, you're reading a nonfiction book out loud every day. You just count kind of about 280 words or so, 4 paragraphs, set your timer for 3 minutes, go through them, take notes, just to kind of train you to be very comfortable with getting an understanding of information and notes that fast. That concludes our clip from the class. I hope you learned something, feel more confident about your success. Keep studying hard. Know your dream score is coming.